59.
You guys ready on this end?
You're no diabetic, are you?
No,
They're orchestrating this and everything. but
not yet anyway. Give me another 20 years. Did you hear him ask me? I'm not a diabetic yet.
I'd like to call the meeting to order. If you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Hold on a minute. Let's get over here right. Yeah, we gotta turn, get organized.
Yeah.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Burke,
You need to yell at pages.
Trustee Leverett,
Present.
Trustee Amadou, Todd Lloyd, Amadou, Todd
That's
Lloyd.
right.
I don't know what we,
Where we at?
Todd, Lloyd, I don't care.
okay, Trustee
Trustee Todd
Todd, okay.
Lloyd. Trustee Lloyd.
We're gonna get it right here in a minute.
He's watching.
L-L-O-Y-D.
Lloyd, L-L-O-I-D.
And Supervisor Miller,
Here.
Clerk Triplett here, and Treasurer Clee.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Did you name? She calling?
Trustee McIntyre.
Here. I wasn't sure if I missed her or not. Do we have any additions or deletions to this evening's agenda? Hearing none, we'll move on to number 5. Are there any corrections to the minutes of April 7th, our meeting on April 7th? If there are none, all those in favor of approving those minutes signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? So those stand approved. We'll move to public comment. If you'd like to address the board, we'd ask that you come to the podium and give us your name, and you'll have 4 minutes to address this board.
Mr. Robinson, in here. My name is Gerald Roberts. Excuse me. In Flint Township, lived here for over 50 years. The last meeting, I made a statement. I had a request that what I was talking about, we can't have public comments according to the back and forth because this is not a discussion. But if the board deemed necessary, and I think it was, with regard to my question, I would like to have that question answered tonight. I don't know if any of you people even wrote it down. I don't even, if you know, remember what I had to say last time. But I
Estimated
talked
value.
about, you do?
Estimated value.
Pardon?
Estimated value, we listened. I'm sorry, I interrupted. Keep going.
It was with regard to estimating property valuations on new property. And that particular question I was asking, and I FOIA'd this information, and it said that the, I guess, state government said that our assessor could make an evaluation of the property value. Now, when we were over to Nazarene Church, the lady that was over there, and I use this as an example, was protected by the Headley. And her taxes in Grand Blanc before she moved over here were about $3,500. And when she came back over here, I don't know what her property was, 200,000 or 300,000. She lost that Headley provision where she was safeguarded. So that means that the 300,000 or the 200,000 became 150,000 SEV value or 100,000 SEV value. And that would be the multiplier, in other words, for her tax base. So she said that she couldn't afford the taxes because now, where she was in Grand Blanc, at a maybe a better area or a likable area is over here, she was having to pay $3,500 over here and $9,000 over here. She didn't know if she was going to be able to retain her property. And I suggest that this 2 years ago, my property SEV value went up 24,000. It's been a true value of 48,000. This last year it went up 7,000. So over a 2-year period, my property value supposedly, according to our assessor here, went up $50,000, true value. I don't think that's right. I've taken this to the state before when the Headley was not in effect, and I won every time. But it cost me money, in other words, for an assessed value of my property. $250 now, and I think it's $400, $500, whatever. So to prove a point, I took it to the state. It cost me more in taxes. But back then, the basis of cost of houses were valued at what the sales of property in your area was based on. My question last night, I would expect it to be answered tonight. Can the assessor come over and just arbitrarily raise the cost by her estimation of that property on new property that's been sold, that's not protected under the Headley? Can she just raise that and the people have no recourse but to accept her appraisal, not based on any sales of property in their area? I would expect an answer tonight on that. Thank you.
Is there anyone else?
Question and answer.
Is there anyone else?
Last meeting I asked that, so.
Is there anyone else who'd like to address the board? Then we'll close public comment and we'll move on to reports. And I have a few things to report. I'm going to answer your question to the best of my ability with the information that I have, Mr. Roberts. The state has passed a law, and Treasurer Klee knows about this, that no one can give assessing information from the township, those that work here, without being certified by the state. I cannot give you assessing information. Nobody at this board can give you assessing information. So if you want, I'll come with you and we'll sit down and talk to Paula again. That's our recourse here. Or since you've been to board review, you can go to the tax tribunal, which I know you've gone to several years in a row. So the answer won't come from us tonight because we're not allowed to do that by law. I'm sorry. So the next thing I have on my report is I want to remind people, I do it every meeting, it seems like. If you have a catch basin in front of your house, I ask that you would take the time to take the leaves and trash or any debris that might be lodged over your catch basin and clean that catch basin out so that the water can get through. I'd ask if you have most people have a culvert under their driveway, check that and see if there's any debris in there that prevents water from running through that. Thursday is our trash day for the township, and they are picking up trash, yard waste, and recycling. And I want to remind people that the trash in the trash cans, I mean, you can put out separate bags, but when you put trash in the trash can, they want it bagged. They don't want to see loose items in the trash bag or in the trash can. So if you see that somebody hasn't picked up your trash, the next step is that the company's going to tag your trash can with a reason why they didn't pick it up. Might be over 50 pounds, might be construction material, might be because it's loose in the can, it's supposed to be bagged. And lastly, yard waste can be in one of two ways. It can be in the brown paper bags, and they also have, you can put it in a trash can. We have stickers that go on your trash can to identify whether it's recycling if you use your own bin, or we provide a bin, or yard waste. It can go in brown bags for yard waste, or it can go in a trash can that's marked yard waste. You don't have to use one of our stickers, but it has to be clearly marked. They ask that you mark it on both sides, because one day they might come one way to pick up trash from your neighborhood. The next time they might come the other way. So if there's only one sticker, they're not going to see it, and it's going to be sitting there. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about trash pickup. The last thing I wanted to mention was that there's free document shredding event for Genesee County seniors. Monday, May 1st. It's located at Monday Miracle Commons and in Monday Senior Center and Enrichment Center at 1286 West Hill Road. That's from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on May 1st. If you have any questions, you can call us. Rose will answer the phone. The number is 810-732-1350, or give Mundy Township a call. The next date would be Wednesday, June 25th at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Riverview Park. It's It's presented by the Flushing Area Senior Center. That address is 230 South Cherry Street in Flushing. And the third event will be Thursday, September 25th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., Swartz Creek Senior Center, 8095 Civic Drive, Swartz Creek. If you have any questions about this, we're going to post this on the website, and you can call and talk to Rose. And this is a senior event. So these particular recycling or shredding events are for the seniors. So we'll be mindful of that. That's my report for this evening, Madam Clerk. Do you have a report?
I do not have a report this evening.
Thank you. Mr. Treasurer, do you have a report this evening?
Stealing a picture of those dates so I could have them as well. No report other than Mr. McIntyre and I have been, and today we spent quite some time together going over some more numbers, and we're looking at other options and other ways to generate a few extra dollars. It's the only thing I have to say right now, and want to pay the bills in a minute.
Okay, thank you. Are there any trustee reports this evening?
I have one.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to note that I attended, what was that called, a town hall meeting at Carmen Ainsworth High School. Dana Nussel was the speaker. Very enlightening. I took a lot from that, a lot of topics that she covered. And then I also attended a board workshop last week with the board members here with Lou.
Yes.
I don't know his last name.
Bender.
Bender. Thank you. That's all I have.
Tanisha.
Yes.
At the town hall meeting, the Attorney General talked about the lawsuits that she's filing.
Mm-hmm.
She said that they were summarized on a website. Do you have the website? Remember?
Yeah. It was one was it was on Michigan, on the state of Michigan's website, michigan.gov. But I have notes from it, and I wrote it down so I can bring that to.
I remember. I think they summarized the amicus, the briefs on that website. She said we could find the information out there. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Any other reports this evening?
Just something small. I know, I feel like the meeting with Lou Bender was really nice. I feel like it was nice to kind of get together and discuss how things have been going for us as a board. Later this week, myself and Clerk Triplett and Trustee Leverett are going to be meeting to kind of bring the roles together and kind of do those finalized touches before we bring them back to the board. And then I know that Trustee Vert is going to talk about the cleanup this weekend, and I'm also looking forward to that.
Did you want to tell us about it?
Saturday, the 26th, this coming Saturday, we are going to go to Mill Road. That is between Beecher and Flushing. Between Flushing and Beecher Road, Mill Road, from 8 to 10 in the morning. Parking is going to be at the law office of Trishelle Young, yep, and got permission, so that's fine. And that's on the northeast corner. And Tim Hortons is going to supply us with some coffee and maybe some treats. And right now, the next day will be May 3rd and May 17th, but we don't have an area yet.
A couple things. I show up with my tennis shoes and you provide the rest of the equipment?
Yes, we have vests, we have those pick-em-up sticks, we have bug spray, we have
Trash bags.
trash bags,
8 to 10, you said?
8 to 10. That's the new time, not instead of 10 to 12, be 8 to 10. Escape some of the heat sometimes. So that's what we have so far.
And that will be listed on the website?
It will be, yeah, it's gonna go on Ring, the township, Community Watch. They're gonna put that on
And
there
the
too.
Flint Township events page?
Right, events page, yeah.
Great.
So it'll be out there in a lot of places. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope we get a good turnout every time. So we're
Great.
gonna do every other weekend.
Every other
Except for
weekend,
the first
okay.
two are back to back.
Great. Anything else?
Yes, a couple things, let's see. From the Planning Commission, Tri-Point Car Sales, it's at the point there of Miller and Bristol, and they sell cars and sheds. They are leasing the property to the west of them that used to be Ace Landscaping, and they're moving all the sheds over there. And that's all it's gonna be is sheds, okay? All the parking will still be in the parking lot, and they're gonna hopefully maybe purchase a property, they're not sure, but that's gonna be moved over there. And also, Westminster, which I keep calling it Westchester, just keep doing that. That's the project that's, they're taking down a lot of trees to put in a parking lot for GM. And that's behind Speedway and the subdivision that, it's, so it's gonna happen. So we met and it went really well. There were a lot of conditions that we put on them. And you can actually, if you want a copy of those, we could get them for you, but we did good. I think it'll end up being okay. And I think the berms for the neighborhood, it's like 20, what did we say, 26, 20? But the trees are, what do we end up with?
We ended up with an 8-foot berm that'll have trees on top of
Top of
it,
that.
but they also gave access to the neighborhood. They gave them easements to actually use the setback property for their own use instead of the company using it. So they get to increase their backyards by some 20 to 40 feet.
And they're gonna record that down at the county, and so
Yep.
the residents can get a copy of that.
Yeah, they're actual easements,
Yeah,
use
yeah.
easements.
So they can do that. So, and that project, they look to have it done within 2 years, so.
And it's my understanding as they're developing the new portion that they're gonna be cleaning up the old portion?
Yeah, that was talked about too, the razor wire and all that other stuff's coming down. And on the Vance Lake side, where it's actually not trees, it's just kind of grown huge weeds, that's all gonna be cleaned up. And so it'll look really nice, and all the crappy wire will be gone, and,
The lights.
yeah, and plus there's gonna be a project, where the auction house used to be, and that's gonna be cleaned up. And from the renderings of their landscaping, et cetera, it's gonna be very nice. So then hopefully we can get the laundromat to kind of follow suit. That's the plan.
Alrighty,
That's it.
thank you. This way, trustee report, Mr. LeBron?
Oh, okay. Thank God for being here again. In regards to Dana Nessel, I think she talked about 15 lawsuits that were filed against the, I guess, the problem that we're having. I just wanted to know, I asked the question of what was gonna, well, I wrote down this question that I handed in. It wasn't presented as such, but I wanted to know what this information was gonna do for the township. So that got their attention, and that she called me up and asked me the question, I mean, what did I wanna know, So I looked at that out of all we're doing, we need to do it quickly, because there's too many things happening that have a overtone of getting rid of our Constitution. So therefore, if these lawsuits are gonna prevail, we're definitely gonna have to make sure we keep our Constitution in place, right? So I think I'm hearing about all of the participation all over the country about people filing these here lawsuits and whatever we have, but we have to, I just think we have to kind of come together and make the process a little bit faster, because it looked like we're running out of time with all the things that's being put in place that we don't need. So let's don't try to wait until after get put in place and then we trying to do something about it. Let's get ahead of the game. So I've talked to many politicians about it. They telling me that they're gonna they got some things in the working for us to do, but I haven't seen it come to fruition as of yet. So all I'm saying is everybody keep their ears up, and for all the participation that we can do to call our congressmen and get a hold of them and let them know what our desires are for our country. So let's keep that in mind and do what we need to do. And I have to make the statement that we need much prayer as well. So let's keep our minds up toward that. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on to staff reports. Ms. Tucker?
So Bunny Trail is now complete. We had 26 businesses that participated. We had great sponsors. Our event sponsors were Shea Automotive Group, Dort Financial Credit Union, and Innovative Wound Care Specialists. And then we had Walmart, Culver's, PFCU, Gaines Jewelry, Karen's Carpets, Toddler Country, Play Cafe. They were all prize sponsors. We gave away, I think it was 14 bikes and peddlers to the kids. We always give them a helmet to go along with that. And then if they have siblings which showed up, we only had a couple that showed up this time, we give them a chocolate bunny and a stuffed rabbit. Or I guess just say stuffed animal, because one child got the bunny dinosaur, so. But yeah, so that was a lot of fun. The businesses said this was the most, this seemed to be the most well-attended, with people coming strictly because of the bunny trail, which was a good thing to hear. All of the bunny stops did, well, I shouldn't say all of them, a couple didn't, but most of them did send us photos to put on the interactive map that we use. And now some of them are sending me photos of the kids picking up their individual prizes inside the businesses. So we're gonna start Facebooking those out so people can see those and see the looks on these kids' faces. They had a great time, and so did the businesses. It was very well attended, and so we're thankful for that. So basically been cleaning up on that. The reports for the CBDG did go in last week for their quarterly report for the senior center. We have the quarterly report for Eagle is due on the 30th. I'll be getting that out this week. We did have, there's some projects we're working on, but nothing that really can be announced yet. But I have been working with the supervisor in a couple of things. Also, the next thing we have up is Barb's litter campaign, the litter pickup. Pick it up, you can make a difference. We're gonna help with that. Let me know if you need any more of the pickup sticks or gloves or anything like that. The DDA did put that as one of their priorities to help you with that this year, so we're more than willing to help. And if you can get me those dates you talked about and the locations, I'll get them up. I'll for sure update tomorrow the Mill Road, you said, between Flushing and Beecher, 8 a.m. I'll go ahead and get that one up, but if you can get me those other dates. And then I did put the information for volunteers. Barb needs volunteers. You can email her to get that. I did put that online. But if you need me to contact Walmart and them to give them your email, I can do that. Or you can stop in and talk to them. Either way, you can let me know.
Thank you.
That's pretty much what I have.
I have a question.
Okay.
The Eagle submission, the quarterly report that you're talking about, that's for Communities First?
Correct.
Apartments down there at Ballinger. It's just past Ballinger, east of Ballinger on Flushing.
Yep.
Do they have a completion date?
I know originally it was supposed to be 2 years from start to finish.
That long.
But they started over a year ago. Well, it is 4 stories, and, you know, they are doing a walkthrough, though. I'm thinking probably by the beginning of next year, they should be done, at least with one of the buildings. I think the 2 to 4 years was for everything, so.
When was that walkthrough again? I got another question too. I don't know if you know it or Barb knows it. Do we know there's work being done at the senior center funded by the county ARPA dollars? Do we know when that project's gonna wind up? By the end of this year, is it?
I thought it was before July.
Yeah, it has to be done before August.
Yeah.
Before August?
Has to be done by
Oh,
31st
July.
of.
But I can give you an
yeah.
update on that, too.
Yeah, it has, well, it's required to be done by July 31st. Yeah.
Exactly.
So the deadline was last December, but they've,
Right.
okay.
Right, to be
Already.
contracted. And
Okay.
then, I'm sorry, I don't have that right offhand.
So is the entire board invited to go
I think I
away?
sent that out to
2
everybody
days.
from Orchard Grove. There
Yeah.
was 2 days you could pick from.
Okay.
And so
Thank you.
whichever one you wanna do, they're gonna do a walkthrough, just make sure if you go to that, closed-toed shoes would be best. If you have something that's, steel-toed is even better, cause it is a construction site, so
Thank you.
be careful.
Alrighty, Chief Wangler, do you have a report?
I do, thank you. Since the last board meeting on April 7th, the police department has responded to 1,222 total calls. This figure includes 822 primary calls and 400 backup calls for service. So on average, during this period, we responded to roughly 85 total calls per day. And then just a note from this weekend on Saturday night around 10:45 p.m., we were dispatched to the reports of a motorcycle crash on westbound I-69 near Miller Road. The investigation revealed that a 19-year-old man was traveling westbound on I-69 when he lost control. He struck the median guardrail and was ejected and pronounced deceased on scene. Both directions of I-69 were shut down while we investigated this crash. We were fortunately assisted by the Flint Township Fire Department, Genesee County Sheriff's Office, and Metro Police Authority of Genesee County. The deceased individual was wearing his helmet, but speed is believed to be the contributing factor in this crash. And I have nothing further to report.
Thank you. Assistant Chief Raleigh?
Yes, ma'am. Since the last board meeting, the fire department's responded to 47 calls for service, including 3 structure fires and 1 vehicle entrapment. It is the spring, everyone's out doing yard cleanup. I just encourage everybody to contact the fire department for burn permits, please. It's 810-732-4413. We give them out over the phone daily, provided the weather is cooperating. If those wind speeds are above 10 mile an hour, then we're not giving them out for the day. We ask that the fires to be out cold by midnight, and they have to be attended at all times. Also, try to avoid leaves, grass clippings, or anything that might still be a little bit alive because of moisture, and it's going to cause it to smoke a lot.
Then you'll get the call.
Yes. If you need a copy of our open burn rules, they are posted on our Flint Township Fire Department website, as well as there's a copy in the township offices here. Also, again, I'd like to remind everybody that the fire department does offer free smoke alarm installations. I highly encourage, if you don't have smoke alarms, please contact us. We will come out and install smoke alarms in your house free of charge. So that's all I've got. Thank you.
Very much. I don't think we have any committee reports. We'll move on to number 8, Mr. Treasurer, payment of bills.
Yes, thank you. Everyone here should have received, if they did not receive it in the email, they can get it and take a hard copy review. We have bills here, motion to approve the payment of the invoices in the amount of $22,014.45. In addition, we acknowledge that invoices and tax distributions in the amount of $541,754.83 as authorized by the board's purchasing policy. Very small this week.
So that's your motion. Is there a second to the motion?
A second.
Any questions for Mr. Treasurer? Paying the bills? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, roll call, please, on the motion to pay the bills in the amount of $22,014.45, please.
Trustee Leverett,
Yes.
Trustee McIntyre,
Yes.
Supervisor Miller,
Yes.
Treasurer Clee,
Yes.
Clerk Triplett, yes, Trustee Burt,
No.
Trustee Todd.
Yes.
Thank you. We have
You're
any
ready to get that.
correspondence or informational items this evening?
No, I haven't.
We're on to new business. Action item A is the service maintenance agreement for the generator. You have that before you. It is from McCurchy. Let me see.
Say it right.
Did I say it right?
Yeah.
McCurchy.
Yep.
It's to approve maintenance agreement with McCurchy, and it is in the amount of $700 for the year.
That's for both too, isn't it?
Both station, yeah, Station 1 and up here. That covers both, doesn't it?
It says, wait a second, it does say Flint Township Hall, and it says Fire Hall. But were you guys under a contract for just 1 year before?
I can check when,
Go check.
yeah, I'll check tomorrow and see when that expired.
I'm gonna guess because it's got both. So would someone like to make the motion?
Cleve would move to accept the motion to approve the service maintenance agreement with McCurchie Enterprises, Inc. for $700 annually. This would include the generators at the Township Hall and the Fire Station 1 per the review of Assistant Chief tomorrow to make sure that this covers both.
Alrighty. Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second it.
Any questions or discussion?
I have a question. So we're gonna renew this every year, is that what you said? Did I miss that? Every year
this
it's
is-
gonna come back, or what?
I don't see a length on this, but if they're doing well and everything's going well, I mean, we can bring it back or we can renew it. Okay,
Just wanna be sure. Thanks.
alrighty, this is for the service agreement for the 2 generators for 1 year at the cost of $700. All those in favor of approving this contract signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That stands approved. The next item on the agenda is the purchase of a new rooftop unit. Would be the last one. This is, I mentioned to many of you, I don't know if I got to tell all of you that the rooftop unit above the sewer and water department is air conditioning only. And the boiler system is what heats that area, and the boiler system has an airlock, so it's not been working. We have to bring someone in here and service that. So we'll get that up and working, but if we choose to go with this rooftop unit to heat and cool that area, then we'll just have the boiler as a backup. The boiler is original to the building. And I don't know how old that current AC rooftop is. Any idea?
I think those were replaced when Doug Carlton was here. They replaced some.
20 years
So
ago?
it would have been probably '08, maybe. And that doesn't mean that one was. I know this one was.
Okay.
I think they
Alrighty.
just replaced the motors in them. It wasn't the whole unit.
So seeing how that there's only air conditioning up there, it has electrical, it doesn't have some other stuff. So that's why this quote is a little bit more than the rooftop units previous. So if the board wants to go forward with this, I'll need a motion.
Questions after.
It's a lot of money.
Do you have the
It's
cost
a double
for the
unit.
motion?
Oh,
Double
we don't
unit.
have a motion yet.
Cleve would move to get us a conversation to accept the proposal by Goya Mechanical as presented.
Or
The total cost is $14,516. We can get a smoke detector and outdoor electrical disconnects also, if that's what we opt for. So,
We have
questions?
support, right?
Did you support that?
Barb supported
Yes.
it.
Or the question?
Go ahead. You, me? Okay. One of the things, and I talked to Stuart Worthing about this as well, was obviously the outdoor electrical disconnects is a safety feature. We didn't specifically ask for that. The other thing is that unit is a double unit. It's gonna do air and heat, where the unit that's up there, and we talked about the cost, and does this look like a lot of money compared to the other ones? But the other ones were independent units. This is a dual unit. It's gonna cover both. So it does cost a little more. I do see that point. However, it's looking at a 20-year on the heat exchanger. We've replaced, if I'm not mistaken, replaced a couple, 3 heat exchangers in the past 3 years, along the way up there. And this one has a 20-year exchanger warranty. He stated that the process that they've gone or want to go through is a very significantly clean or crisp process. So I don't, unless we want to talk to him, pretty decent.
I don't have answers on that. I will say that this would be split between the sewer and water department and the tax department.
Yeah.
So tax department, general fund, sewer and water would come out of their fund.
Half and half, because it covers
Yes.
both, right? Yeah.
And, yes?
I got
Uh-huh.
a question.
I
When
don't know
we
if I have
talk,
the answer.
when we talk about dual, in the past, when you get dual operating machinery, Is he saying that we're just gonna be guaranteed that when one go out, it don't make both of them go out? They're supposed to be operating individually?
You're asking a pretty technical question of someone who.
That's a steward
It's a heating and cooling unit, so the condenser is one side and your fan and stuff for the heating unit's on the other. And part of the reason for your cost is because it has a gas line they have to run for the heating unit.
There's no, I seen combination units like that, when one go out, it hinders the other one from working, so.
It's usually the fan.
Yeah.
If it's the engine for the fan, that's what it usually takes them out.
Well, we got a 20-year warranty, so that's good. Any other questions? Motion? No? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, roll call, please, on the motion to purchase the new rooftop unit from Goyette in the amount of $14,516. And are we adding the smoke detector and the outdoor electrical disconnect? Did that?
They were,
It's stated in there.
they were options,
Yeah.
They were recommended options.
recommended options. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
So they're included then?
So I will, hold on a minute.
Are you getting a total first time?
am, sorry. It was my fault. I should have added it anyway.
Do you want me to?
15,682 is what our number will be.
82.
Yes, ma'am.
15,682. Thank you.
As you had stated, divided equally amongst both sides to the tune of $7,841. Sewer and water, $7,841 to the tax department.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And where does Raleigh stand on the smoke detectors? That,
So I haven't seen the proposal, but I imagine it's gonna be a duct detector that they're talking about, which I encourage. However, just how is it, if it does go off, where is it monitored, how is it monitored, is my only question.
Put him
So-
into the loop as far as good
Yeah, we
call.
can. We had an outdated fire alarm system, which they wanted us to upgrade, and that was very costly, and we chose not to do that. However, anytime a sound goes off in this building, we get a call from Sonatrol wanting to know
Okay.
somebody's supposed to be in the building at that time. So, that's not what we pay for with Sonatrol, but if the sound goes off, we'll get a call from Sonatrol. So if there's no further questions or discussion, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
thank you.
Supervisor Miller,
Yes.
Treasurer Clee,
Yes.
Trustee Leverett,
Yes.
Trustee McIntyre,
Yes.
Clerk Triplett, yes, Trustee Todd,
Yes.
and Trustee Burt. Yes. Thank you.
Alrighty, so our next meeting will be May 5th. And if there's no further business and without objection, we'll call the meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.